Hello again, this is Ramesha with vocalbliss.net. So here we are again talking about simple tips for letting go vocal stress when you have to use your voice a lot, when you have to speak a lot. We talked about breathing and how important that is for taking stress away from your throat and vocal cords. Now we're going to talk about resonance. Resonance is very important when we speak. It's being able to engage certain areas of our face, in particular the sinuses, and learning how to use them as natural sounding boards. See, when we speak, oftentimes we need to have more volume in our voice, but what we end up doing is yelling and pushing the voice. If you try to get volume that way, you give your voice a very short lifespan because it will really wear it out. It's not a normal thing to keep yelling, even if it's mildly, but if it's consistently, then that becomes a problem. I talk to many school teachers who every year when they start a new school year, after the long summer rest, they start again. And most of them told me how the first couple of weeks of the new school year, they end up having real voice issues because all of a sudden they start again talking a lot and talking loud to a class of maybe 25 students, and that really wears out the vocal cords. Some of them end up really being so hoarse that they had to take a break from teaching in order to let the vocal cords heal and get the voice back. So we don't want this to happen. We want to keep our voices healthy. And so let's talk about this resonance. So what we can do to develop resonance is to consciously bring the sound of our voice more consciously in this area. So instead of having a sound that is we want a sound that is more like see how there's more depth to it. This depth is because the sound is allowed to go into these areas and get amplified. It doesn't just get amplified, it also becomes smoother because it's richer in overtones. And so when you then speak, you have a nice warm voice that is usually more pleasant to listen to. How do we develop it? One of the easiest ways to do it is humming. We're going to hum, and what that will do is you'll notice as we do it, all of a sudden this area of the face becomes very much active and alive. You feel some buzzing going on there, and that will train you to feel the resonance and the sound of your voice more in that area. So we're going to do it also applying the diaphragmatic breathing that we learned in the previous video. So let's put our hands on our belly so that we make sure that we're using the diaphragm. So I'll show you first what we're going to do. We're going to inhale, inflating the belly, and then when we exhale, we're going to hum like this. And when you do that, keep your throat and your lips as relaxed as you can. If you do it right, you should feel a little buzz in your lips, and sometimes it's even a little itchy. So let's, a little ticklish. Let's make it a little, stay relaxed so that that can happen. So I'll show you one more time and then we'll do it together. Inhale. You can pick any sound, any note that you want. You don't have to sing on what I sing. It can be or lower or higher. It doesn't really matter. But the important thing is it's a sound that feels natural and relaxed to you. So let's do it together. Inhale. inflate the belly. Now what we're going to do, we're going to add one thing. We start humming, and then about halfway through it, we open our mouth in a very relaxed way, without tensing a muscle. We just open our mouth and we switch to ah, and this is what it will sound. See how it doesn't become it becomes a round ah. It's not ah, it's ah. And this is more the kind of sound that you want to have in your voice. You don't want to speak like that. You want to speak in a way that the sound has more depth and warmth to it. Okay, so this is what it will help you do. So let's inhale. And by the way, I haven't been saying that when you exhale, your belly deflates, but I hope that by now you know this. So let's inhale together. Let's do it again. And you can experiment with a different note. You can go a little higher maybe. The important thing is that you feel that you choose a sound and a note that is totally in your comfortable range. You don't have to strain or anything. Let's do it one more time. When you feel comfortable doing this, you can try with other vowels. You can try with E, like this. But always remember, whatever vowel you decide to switch to after humming, make sure that you do it without tensing anything. Feel that all you do is just open your mouth in order to say the particular vowel you want to say, but feel that you're keeping everything else relaxed. This is very important because what we are trying to accomplish here is figuring out how much you can relax your throat and every organ that is involved in producing the voice, how much you can relax every single muscle and still be using your voice. The tendency for, I don't know, 80% of us, if not more, is to make a much bigger effort in speaking than it's necessary. We want to get rid of useless tension, useless muscles being tense when it's not necessary, so that we can speak freely without effort, even for hours and hours without getting tired, without anything happening to the voice now or the next day. So this is our goal. So it's really very much an exercise in awareness. You have to really feel, be aware. See, we can't really see what happens here. We have to feel it, become aware of it, and try to really consciously relax until that more relaxed way of speaking becomes second nature to us. And when that happens, then you won't have to think about it anymore. It'll just come naturally. So I hope you found these 2 tips helpful, and it's very important, like everything else, you need to give it some time, you need to give it some energy and practice a little bit until it becomes your own, and then you can really reap the benefits of it. So again, this is Romesha with Vocal Bliss, and have fun working with your voice.